Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to this webinar today. We have some really great insights and learnings coming up, and my recommendation is to just take a very comfortable position in your seat or how you're standing, and we will get going. My name is Jose Kantola. I'm a co-founder at Teamspective, and together with our team, some of them here today as well, we have helped dozens of companies to set up and improve their employee engagement processes. The smallest customers are startups, and the largest ones have tens of thousands of employees. So there's a really wide range of learnings and different ways of doing things in there. And I'm really happy to have Mateja join us today. She is the People and Culture Lead at Danfoss Digital Services unit, and has led their organization through several impressive initiatives over the past years. So we will hear more about those. Let's welcome to the stage Mateja, who, again, is the People and Culture Lead at Danfoss Digital Services.
Hey everyone, and thanks Jose for the introduction. Very inspiring also what AI is bringing to us now in everyday life. So super to explore this a bit more. But I will present my case with Teamspective at Danfoss. Danfoss is a big engineering company, 42,000 employees right now in 100 different countries. We are divided, you can see here in this slide, in 3 different segments. Power solution that works mainly in hydraulics and electrical systems. Then Danfoss Climate Solution that I'm part of is also where we do and engineer solutions for in heating and cooling industry. And Danfoss Drives at the end is a global leader for electrical motors in automotive industry, HVAC, and so on. So very big organization, mostly hardware organization. And I'm with Danfoss for many years now, more than 15. And I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to explore the company from different functions, different corners. So I can say that I know the company pretty well. Last 3 years, I'm part of Digital Services organization or business unit, you can say. We acquired different startups from 2017 on. And right now we have more than 170 software people in this organization. So different startups that we joined into one business unit. We are now 22 different nations, and we always say that we have a heart of the startup, but with the muscles of Danfoss. So this was my playground of the different people coming from different areas, all the startup mentality from different countries. And when I entered this team, it was obvious that we need to work together to build this team together as one team. Because we didn't know how to deal with all of this. And one of the Finnish startup already at that time used the Teamspective. We said that this should be something that we should invest and implement through the whole organization. So 2 years now, we are using Teamspective. Of course, comparing with the Danfoss engagement survey that comes every 2 years is, of course, something completely different when you measure the pulse activity on a regular manner. With Teamspective, we are doing this before. The last year, we did that every 14 days. Now we are measuring engagement, well-being, diversity, and inclusion topics every month. So again, completely different comparing our business unit with the rest of the Danfoss. And I'm happy that we are leading the way, and many business units are now following us because they see the benefit of using Teamspective as a tool that helps us develop our organization and our people. If we can go to the next slide. We have different stories, success stories that are coming from this. But one of the things is that I want to focus on 2 particular cases. But before I go into these two cases, I want to show you the 2-year trend that we can now follow in engagement, well-being, diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, and of course, the Employee Net Promoter Score in our organization. And you can see it's very high and very positive. Maybe just Employee Net Promoter Score is a bit more dynamic, but still or we are measuring 21 different factors, and particularly this year we were very much focusing on understanding strategy, feedback and appreciation, career development, and Employee Net Promoter Score. All of these factors were a bit dynamic, and there were different reasons why these 4 factors were a bit low in our organization. I said that I won't go through all of them, but particularly focus on 2. This is feedback and career development, and I want to share with you what we did in these 2 areas. First one is on feedback culture. Of course, we are a big organization, but our business unit is surrounded, our software developers are, there are only 200 of them, but we are surrounded with a big hardware stakeholders around us, and sometimes many things and many situations are like this, that we are influenced by this big environment around us, and also with different. Because of that and many other reasons, we could see in one particular team that satisfaction with the feedback was low in many moments, especially in the beginning of the year. And with Teamspective, because we get results every month, and also with my role in the organization, we are looking into the results very particularly every month or every second we get the results. Also, the commitment of the leadership team is very high, so we can actually react toward the need of our employees immediately. So together with this team, we develop the Team Excellence Booster Workshop, and particularly with the input that we get from the Teamspective, that we can start with the feedback week. You get this input. If this feedback element is low, you get this as a suggestion. Of course, we use these Teamspective suggestions, and so that's how we started with the feedback week in this team. We'd also discuss the feedbacks openly in this particular team. Also, we did different other stuff to make people more engaged, openly talk about what is wrong in the team, and of course trying to find action points. And I can say that I'm doing this in not just one team, but many teams that are in our organization. And with that, we can see the trend of going feedback very much up in the whole organization. So not just seeing the feedback or any element of in the Teamspective, but actually doing something about it. This is what makes the difference. So now at least the feedback in the organization, the whole organization, it's much higher. We can now see 15% percentage points up. The result is better in the whole organization. So this is one of the example. Another example I want to show is on career opportunities. Again, Teamspective and our people's feedback on the career opportunities in digital services was really low. Because we were formed by combining several companies that were internal and external acquisitions, and we didn't have a clear structure on career paths. So this was again another opportunity when we got the feedback that this area we need to improve. We said, let's do something about it, again with my support and support of the people in these different functions, because I always act bottom up. I always invite people who want to contribute to different topics that they join me. I'm never alone in this. So different team leads and other individual contributors who are passionate about the topic, they join me, and we create together these great programs for our employees. In this particular program, so maybe if you say to the next slide, we created new career opportunities in 3 different areas: in operations, in R&D, and commercial engines. So based on the input from the Teamspective, we saw that this is something we need to do something more here. And nowadays we have, after 3 months or so, we have a new career opportunities in actually the whole organization. Before we had, for let's say, if we just take R&D, we have just junior and senior software developers option where people could go. Now you can see here in a picture right, so in the right picture, that we have 7 different levels where people can develop in R&D, and of course also in operations we have another 6 levels where people can go. And I didn't show the picture here. On commercial engine we have another 5 levels there. So next year we will take also product management there, some other function, and suddenly we will have the whole organization covered with the new career levels. And that would be, or what our employees appreciate, is that they can suddenly see much more transparently how they can move from one area or from one function to another function. So again, without Teamspective, or without this element that we are tracking, we wouldn't know this is a need of our people. Feedback, appreciation, career opportunities, understanding strategy, because we are a new organization. This is another great thing that we are doing. People are saying they don't understand strategy because we measure this, we check the pulse, how it is, and we can see slowly with the different actions that we do in this area that people are slowly understanding also this area much more. So I can just say that with different elements that we are tracking, and because also leadership team and team leads are the drivers of employee success, in my organization we are tracking, we are bringing the results to the whole organization in the town halls, in the different other meetings, in Teams, Microsoft Teams. You can see also this picture of leader who is actually inviting people to share the how they feel about Teamspective, and also invite them to take part of the next Teamspective survey. So many activities that we do, and they are at the end of the day success, because the factors that we are tracking are very much successful. And whenever we see the element that is not good enough, of course we take immediate actions and somehow create things that people and our leaders and our employees feel satisfied. So with Teamspective we do this very, very successfully. So that's from my side. I saw a question from Jaka, and thanks Jaka for joining us. Jaka is my colleague from Slovenia. Why did you switch from bi-weekly to monthly measurements? Great question, Jaka. We did that because you know how it is with different service. Sometimes people are, they were maybe a bit too intense. If you go and check pulse activity every 14 days, now with every month, they somehow agree that this is good enough for taking and asking those questions. So also our pulse activity is very dynamic, but we can see it's somehow always above 60 percentage points. But sometimes in December or in June, July, when we have summertime, people are not so much present at work. So that's why we decided to go a bit less frequently with this service.
Thanks.
Of course. Any other question? I went through all these examples very quickly, but again, great opportunity to understand your community better and react towards their needs. And of course, this what our employees appreciate a lot. And then we can say that engagement and all of these factors are having the right meaning in the organization. I'm happy to report that not only us in digital services are now using Teamspective, we are now implementing or already is implemented this tool across the organization. Few other business units are following us, and I really hope that we will go through the segment and bring many other people to this great tool that we use.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing the examples, Mateja. And I think it's very especially great to see how kind of in many ways you bring this forward. So you have the town halls, you have the teams doing something, you have the leadership involved and talking about it and so on. So it kind of like makes it meaningful for the employees and everyone, and you get a lot of impact out of those surveys.
Exactly.
I don't see any further questions in the chat, but if you have any, feel free to post there or then raise your hand. You can see that on the bottom of the screen. Any questions, especially for Mateja? I would say those were really nice learnings. Yeah, so there's one questions in the survey from Teamspective, and do you also support other methodologies? So I could answer the second question here. So with Teamspective, we build our own survey model. So that's backed by kind of research on employee psychology and organizational developments, and then we have developed it further with our customers and some data scientists. But the system also supports you to basically completely customize the surveys. So if there is some specific model that you want to follow or some topics that are really important in your organization, it's perfectly possible to take surveys to that. And yeah, I'll let Jukka add to that. I think we could throw the first question to Mateja afterwards.
Yeah, just a quick addition that Gallup's Q12 has actually also inspired the Teamspective's data model as well. So if you kind of go through all the questions that we have in our question library, you most likely will kind of see some overlap. So definitely one of our principles when we develop our question library and the data model is that it's backed in research, and we follow different research papers and articles quite closely.
Yeah, just to check. So I think the first question was here, like, are the questions in the survey, I believe, that Danfoss uses from Teamspective? I believe the answer mostly is yes, but if you, Mateja, want to add anything there.
Yes. Yeah. So all the questions are designed and suggested by Teamspective. So at least this is what we use so far. But of course, every year we are checking if those questions are still, meaningful for our organization. And for next year, we have some functional goals, and we will probably add to those questions also some unique questions that will give us a bit opportunity to follow on these functional results that are very much important for us to go further and develop the organization, and of course, be successful in our sales.
One question to throw to Mateja. So what can you give some examples of what kind of things you have done to make sure that the leadership is involved and engaged in this?
Yes.
A lot of the time it doesn't happen automatically.
No, and it didn't happen also in our case, but we are maybe a bit small business unit, so 200 people, that is around 30 leaders, working with them individually and with team and bringing the topics and reminding them. So this was on my to-do. So on my side, just to remind them and help them with understanding the survey results and also we are now very good already at when we get comments, that we actually reply to every comment we get. And this is how people see they're actually taking this seriously. And because we are talking and bringing those Teamspective results in every situation we can, people are actually feel free and safe that they ask questions, and they will get the answer at the end of the day. And we do something about it also with these cases, new career levels, new communication of the strategy. So we are adopting, if people are saying we don't understand this part of the strategy, then we adopt and try to, in leadership team, talk and adopt communication level so that people will understand what we are trying to say, and so on and so on. So it's really taking what is there and interpret it so that that every employee in the organization understands it. And leaders are playing the crucial role here, of course.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for sharing. I don't see raised hands or any questions here, so maybe it's a wrap for this session. Thank you everyone for your time. Thanks, Mateja, for sharing the insights. I'll give you a virtual clap of hands here. And
thank you.
Thanks for joining. We'll share the materials and the recording soon. And yeah, have a really great rest of the week, everyone. Thanks for joining.